Okay, good day. So, welcome again to our video lecture for integrative programming. So, if you notice, I am using W3 Schools as reference for this video lecture. So, if you have access to internet, you can just go to www.3schools.com and then just hit PHP on the upper side of your browser, and then you'll be provided with the same reference that I'm using right now. So for today, we will be discussing about conditional statements, particularly the if else, and of course, the last one is else if. Okay, so for PHP conditional statements, it states here that very often when you write a code, you want to perform different actions for different conditions. Actions are considered to be mathematical process. It could either also be a system operation or an event-driven process, while conditions, on the other hand, are the requirements set by the system or the end user before it executes the action. So, sa madaling salita, actions are the results of whatever conditions na you will be that you would want your script, your program, or your system to execute. Okay? So you can use conditional statements in your code to do this one. So in PHP, we have the following conditional statements. We have if else, we have if, and then else if. And of course, the last one is the switch statement. So let's start first with the if statement. The if statement executes some code if one condition is true. Okay? So it means that if the condition or the one that is being used as a value in the condition is not true, then nothing will happen. Okay? So let's have first the syntax. Ayan. So, give it here. The if statement executes some code if one condition is true. So for example, the syntax here or the format, whenever you would want to implement an if statement in your PHP script is something like this. So you have if condition, and then you have the open and then the end braces, curly braces, and then in between them will be the code to be executed if condition is true. It could either be like a simple echo or a mathematical operation or a event-driven process. Okay, so to make it simple, let's try to execute, or let's try to demonstrate this one using one compiler. Okay. So again, if you are using your laptop, you can go to one compiler for you to try the PHP scripts that I will be using also. So for if condition, you have it here. Sabi niya, gawa ka muna ng if condition tapos maglagay ka ng operation or code na i-execute if this condition is true. So for example, let's declare first a variable. For example, num1. Let's have it with a value na 10, okay? And then, usually, diba, in our previous topic for the PHP operators, we understood na there are some certain mathematical operations that we can use as part of the condition, okay? So, let's use those operators. So, for example, if num1 is greater than 11, then we will try to echo out. Okay, again, lagyan natin ng curly braces whenever we will be creating a condition. Okay, so for example, we'll have echo num1 is greater than 11. Okay, so if you notice, pag if statement lang, yung hinahanap lang niya is yung true. Okay, like for example, if this one is true, then this one will be presented. Okay, so let's try natin if it works. Okay, your program did not output anything. Bakit? Okay, so because num1 is not greater than 11. Okay, so if we will try to replace it with another value, diba? Pansin nyo kanina, hindi siya walang lumalabas dito sa ating compiler. But then if you will try to replace it with number 12, diba? So if you notice, pag ito, if we will do substitution method, num1 is greater than 11, this one is equivalent to true. Ibig sabihin, this part here will be executed. So, try natin. See? If you notice, dito sa output na area na to, you have it here. num1 is greater than 11. So, pag false, walang lumalabas because we did not provide any action that will happen if gagawa tayo ng or if hindi na met ni user yung condition sa true. Now, that's for if statement. Now, if we will try to discuss further, we have it here yung sa if else. Sa if else naman, you have it here. The if else statement executes some code if a condition is true and another code if that condition is false. So, ibig sabihin, if you would want your program to be choosing either two values only, true or false, 1 or 0, then you can use the if else statement. So, add na lang tayo ng additional na lang. So, a while ago, walang lumalabas pag false. So, ngayon, lagyan natin ng some actions. Okay? So, for example, echo, natin, num1 is less than 11. Okay? So, ibalik natin yung first value na ginamit natin. So, if you notice, si if statement tapos si if else statement, they are just the same. It just happens na si if else, as you notice, is may part siya na magka-catch whenever the condition was not satisfied by the user or by the given value. So, for example, we will use 10 again. Okay? So, if we will try to do the substitution method, 10 is 10 greater than 11. This one is false. Ibig sabihin, itong part na to will not be executed but ito. Okay? So, this part here is for the false or if merong false na, like for example, if you will try to evaluate the condition and then the answer is false, dito siya lalabas. Okay? So, pag i-run natin ito, ayan. Bakit nag-error siya? Nag-error siya, it's because wala tayong semicolon na nilagay. So, don't worry about that one. You can still fix it. Ayan. Run natin ulit. Ayan. If you notice, yung lumabas is yung sa else na part. Okay? num1 is less than 11. So, try natin ibalik si 12. Okay? So, pag si 12 naman is 12 greater than 11. So, dapat itong part na to yung lalabas. Okay? Kindly notice the difference between the two. So, if you have questions, you can just comment it down below. Okay, you have it here. num1 is greater than 11. Okay? So, again, use the if statement if you only have one condition and then wala kayong ilalagay na counterpart if yung condition is if yung result ng condition is false. Okay? And then you use naman the if else statement if meron kayong counterpart if ever hindi masatisfy ng user yung condition na nilagay natin sa if statement. Okay, so let's proceed with the if else statement. So this is another conditional statement that executes different codes for more than two conditions. So ito yung sinabi ko kanina na if the given situation or the given scenario is no longer satisfied with the true or false logic, then we will use the else if. Okay? So, the syntax still remains na it has the if statement and then the else statement. Okay? So, yung pagkakaiba lang niya is that, for example, if the if condition is not true, then it will go to the else if. Hindi siya automatically nagpupunta doon sa else. Okay? Yan yung purpose ni else if. So, if the first condition is not met, then this one will be the next condition na papasukan ng value na binigay or ginamit natin. Okay? And then, yung last na talaga is si else. Like, si else na yung magiging ano man tawag dito? Code or action na i-execute if the condition will be false or walang else if na nagsatisfy sa given criteria or walang else if condition na nagsatisfy sa given criteria ng system or ng end user. Okay, let's try to demonstrate this one using one compiler again. So ayan, so let's try to evaluate. So yung gagawin ko is that I will use else if the else if statements to evaluate kung anong number bracket ba na belong si num1. So for example, I will try to evaluate num1 kung anong number bracket ba siya in terms of 10. Like for example, anong does num1 belong to the bracket of 10, the bracket of 20, or the bracket of 30 or 40. Okay, otherwise dito siya sa else gagawin. Okay, so ito yung first na ginawa ko kanina. So ayan, so if you will try to execute this one, ayan, para makita niyo talaga yung difference. So if you will try to execute this one, so ang value ni num1 is 10. So ito yung paano ginagawa yung bracket or yung range kumbaga. So if you will try to run this one, ayan, sasabihin niya na num1 daw belongs to the 0 to 10 bracket or range. Okay, lagyan natin ng range para medyo mas klaro. Okay, so other than that, ayan, for example, lagyan natin ng 10 na value si num1. Okay, if you notice, yung in-execute niya is false automatically. Hindi na siya nag-execute ng iba pang condition, ay iba pang action. So what we will do is that we will try to create an else if statement, or a series of, or a list of else if statements to satisfy the scenario na sinabi ko kanina. Again, we will try to create, diba? Creating a program or a script that will identify the category of the number, diba? So it's category of number, either bracket of 10, diba? Bracket of 10, 20, 30, or 40 ba siya? Or pag wala, then bracket unavailable na lang ilagay natin. Okay? Dito. Lagyan natin agad dito. Bracket. I think the better term is range. Range is unavailable. Ganyan na lang yung ilagay natin. Unavailable. Okay? Yan. Mas simple pa siyang intindihin. Okay. Let's now create an else if statement. So, si else if. Ayan. Kopyahin na lang natin yung niya, yung ginamit niya sa una. So pag itong first statement is nag-false dito, if it does not satisfy, or if the given number does not satisfy the first condition, ibig sabihin dito siya papasok. Okay, so tapos na tayo gumawa ng range or bracket from 0 to 10. So gawa tayo ng 11 to 20. Okay, so I'm just doing a copy paste here na na method para madali siyang i-demonstrate. Okay, but anyway, it's still a good practice na talagang i-type nyo just for you to remember it. Okay, so it's within the 11 to 20 bracket or range. Okay, so let's try to run it. Ayan, if you notice, yung output niya is num1 is within the 11 to 20 bracket or range, di ba? So paano naman pag 22? Ayan, if you notice, kasi wala siyang available na condition na masasatisfy, pupunta siya agad sa else. So let's try to create another else if statement to satisfy if the user will type 22, di ba? Or any other number that ranges from 21 to 30. Okay, so this one is 21 and then this one is 30. Okay, try natin if this one will appear. Okay, or dito ba talaga siya papasok. So we will know na dito siya papasok if itong display na ito ang lalabas. Okay, run natin. Yan, num1 is within 21 to 23 bracket or range. Okay, paano naman kung 33? Diba? That's the bracket of 40. Try natin. Yan. Range is unavailable. So, gawa ulit tayo ng isa pang else if statement to satisfy if the user will type 33 or any number that is under the range of 33. So let's start from 31 papuntang 40. Okay, and then let's just try to change this one into 31 to 40. So run natin if this one will satisfy the condition. Ayan, di ba? So ito yung nilabas niya because si 33, di ba? Pagdating natin dito, this one is, if you try to do the substitution method, tapos si 33 yung value niya, okay, this one is false, di ba? Ibig sabihin hindi siya pwede. Dito naman it's false. Dito naman it's false kasi hindi naman siya under that bracket. And then another one, or the last one, dito it satisfied the condition. So ibig sabihin ito is true. That's why ito yung nilabas kanina. Okay? Sir, what if I will put 41? If you will put 41, tapos i-run mo, I hope it works. Ayan, range is unavailable. Ayan. Kasi wala na tayong nilagay na iba pang conditions. Kasi yung nilagay natin is, or yung nasa scenario na ginamit natin is yung else, yung bracket niya or range is until 40 only. Okay? So, let's now proceed with the last one, yung switch. Okay? So let's now have the last one, which is the PHP statement. So this is also part of the conditional statement. So ito yung last, okay? So you use the switch statement to select one or many blocks of code to be executed. So this will be the syntax that we will be using. So if you notice, itong switch na part here will be the basis kung anong case ang i-execute ng program ninyo. And then you notice also, ayan, you also have the default block here. So this one will be executed if n is different from all labels. So how does it work? Ayan, meron siyang explanation dito. So first, we have a single expression. A single expression could either be a variable, a number, or a condition. Pwedeng ganyan. That is evaluated once. The value of the expression is then compared with the values for each case in the structure. So ibig sabihin, if this one will be used, the n value will be the reference for whatever will be cross-reference onto the list of cases. So ito will be the basis. Like for example, n is a number, and then if a particular case satisfies that given reference of n, then siya yung i-execute natin. Okay? So yung purpose ng break niya dito is for it to prevent the code from running into the next case automatically. The default statement is used if no match is found. So para din siyang else. Okay, let's try to use this example from W3 School kasi maganda yung example nila. So again, yung switch is pwede siyang variable, pwede siyang value, pwede din siyang conditional statement. Okay? So for example, this given statement, you have here a variable favorite color, and then nilagyan nila ng value na red. So ibig sabihin, kung sino man sa mga given cases na lista dito na merong condition na red or can satisfy the red condition, siya yung i-execute. Okay? So for example, on this given in this given code, meron tayong how many cases? We have 1, 2, 3. We have three cases. Okay? So the first case will be executed if the value of the variable is red. The second one will be executed if the value of the variable is blue, and if the third case will be executed if the value of the variable is green. Otherwise, or kung wala talaga, then itong default yung i-execute nila. So for example, we will try to run this one. Yan. Yan. So pansin nyo, yung nakalagay dito is your favorite color is red because if you notice, ito si red, 'di ba? Ang value ni favorite color is red. So we can just say na hahanapin ng program kung sino man yung case na may red, okay? So, sir, what if naka-capital yung red? Okay. Yun yung mga common questions na natatanggap ko whenever I demonstrate this one. So, let's try to demonstrate before I will explain. So if we will try to change the lowercase red into uppercase red, yan, yung lalabas na result is ayan, your favorite color is neither red, blue, nor green. Ibig sabihin, when you use switch cases, you should be mindful with the way you spell the word, especially if you are dealing with string, kasi case sensitive si switch case. Okay, so another thing also, when you write your case or yung block sa case, hindi lang siya limited for display. Pwede din tayong gumawa ng mathematical operations. So for example, I will have it here. Example lang po ito ha. Tapos okay, this is only an example para alam nyo na hindi lang echo yung pwedeng gawin sa switch case. Okay, so add natin silang dalawa. Okay, num1, num2. Okay, okay, so ibahin natin para let's try to modify some codes here para at least man lang alam nyo na pwedeng lagyan ng mathematical operations or event-driven conditions, actions, yung natin, yung case block natin. Okay? So, for example, ito. Okay. Try natin if this works. Yan. The sum of the two numbers is 3, di ba? So pwede ding lagyan ng mathematical operations or calculations yung case block. Okay? So it works even on other case blocks. Hindi lang siya limited into one case block. So again, if you have questions and clarifications, you can just write it below and then I will answer it on our next meeting. Thank you so much for patiently watching this video. See you next week.